Let's start with the Red Wings. Who do you want them to hire as head coach, and who do you think they will? One name for each.
Well, I do think they'll hire Lane Lambert, the Islanders assistant, who was actually a rookie with Yzerman with the Wings. One little clue from Yzerman during his season-ending Zoomer, and I thought he was very open as he could be, even though he admitted he was trying to be evasive, but he was pretty open. He did say he finds it hard to hire people that he doesn't know or hasn't worked with. And he said, I really have to work on that. I really have to broaden and look at other things. But I do wonder if that means he has somebody like Lane Lambert in mind. And now I wouldn't say I want this other person, but you can't totally rule it out.
Who's
Mike
that?
Babcock.
You just want to say that. You want Stoney to say it.
No, that's a Caputo thing. I actually understand that. Mine is even more outlandish than that. It's a 32-year-old guy who's coached, Denver University to the NCAA championship, and with 3 Red Wing farmhands on his roster.
Well, I know some people. I know John Neal from the Detroit News, my compatriot, is looking overseas. The Swedish Frölunda coach or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that, but I don't know.
Would you be okay with somebody that doesn't have NHL experience?
I guess I would. That's the only coaches that Yzerman has hired. Both of them in Tampa Bay had no NHL head coaching experience. And he inherited Blashill, who had no NHL head coaching experience. I guess, but can you really bring in like a fiery veteran coach, like John Tortorella or something with this young team? No, of course no. I mean, it's worth putting in the call to Scotty, don't you think? How old must Scotty Bowman be now? He's got to be 88 or so. But no, I don't want. Here's one thing, and Yzerman, of course, is waiting for my advice. I don't want him to get overly cute. Remember when, and I even forget his name, when the Cavaliers hired the European coach and he lasted about 5 minutes?
David Blatt, right?
Yeah, that guy. It's just, I don't know. It's not saying it's a different culture per se, but I want somebody that can, whatever. And I do think Lane Lambert, who has coached under Barry Trotz, who is one of the best NHL coaches, despite the fact he has no neck. I would like to see Lane Lambert.
By the way, Scotty is 88 right now.
You going to ask him, Stoney, the controversial one?
Well, here's the deal, Woj. At least that won't be the most outlandish suggestion for a job. I don't know if you heard earlier. We were looking for a czar to run college football, and I proposed the guy who's dead.
Oh, really? Oh, wait, was that the Wayne Duke one?
No, Mike's
live.
Yes. I didn't know he died.
Oh.
Yeah. And then I suggested Pat Quinn for Wings coach.
But what about this? We bandied this one back and forth, and they take a huge PR hit. Would you even see about Quenneville?
No. Okay. Again, old, right? He's in his 60s, right?
Yeah,
he's 63.
He's my age.
I mean, really old. Holy smokes, is that old? But no, with the
he could be a mentor.
Thing, yes. Oh, he could be a mentor. By the way, lay off of Ryan Tannehill, people. First of all, he didn't say, I'm not going to help him at all. And if you watch the clip, he just sort of matter-of-factly said, I don't think it's my job to be a mentor. It's almost like, give this kid a break. What, he thinks he needs somebody to hover over him and be his mentor? He said he would help him, and he also had just a brutal offseason, Tannehill, if you read about it.
Yes, I know. Therapy.
Had therapy and everything else, to which, after the 3-interception playoff game, I get it. But I'm amazed how many NFL people just jumped all over Tannehill for that. That one little sentence at the end of a quote.
Yeah, I was surprised as well. I think as a leader, he's going to do what he can to, first of all, take care of his own business. And in the process, he will be showing not just Malik Willis, but anybody else in that room, anybody else on that team in the offensive team meetings. This is how you prepare. This is what you do. You're leading by example in those different situations. So I think it's somewhat semantics, but also way overblown.
Right. And next year at this time, Stoney, we expect you to ask Jared Goff if he thinks he needs to be the mentor for C.J. Stroud. And see what he says.
Yeah. Well, you know what? If they're in a position to draft C.J. Stroud, maybe Jared Goff won't even have that opportunity.
I'll stay away from the Ohio State quarterbacks. You know me.
Yeah, I think he's a little different, but we have a long time to figure out.
Yes, there's a lot of football between now and then.
The mix? Who's back in the mix as a possible high quarterback draft next year?
Don't say Spencer Rattler.
Yes, he is. He's back in the mix. I said, where's he at? South Carolina?
Yeah. Well, what the former Penn State quarterbacks like in some of these too early mock drafts? Will Levis is right up there too.
Yeah. Too early mock drafts, I would say 3 days before the draft is still too early of a mock draft. When things change.
Did you like what the Lions did?
Yes. Oh, yes, very much. Just because, Aiden Hutchinson was obvious, and you like that. I do. This Josh Paschal guy in the second round, the more you read about it and hear about it, that's the guy that I think Holmes is referencing when, do you move up? We can't. And thought about it more and more. And I love the trade up. I'm sorry, ACLs do not dampen receivers' careers. Hello, Cooper Kupp. He'll be healthy. And even if he isn't the greatest NFL receiver, he will always, I think, have that speed. So he'll always have an element that other receivers won't have. I think. I don't think he's going to lose much of any speed.
No, I don't think so either. And TJ made a good point when we were on our podcast this week. He said if you take the top 100 players in the NFL, you could probably look at that list and you're looking at 20 to 25 ACLs probably in that group alone. It's a very common injury, and right now it's a very common one to return to full strength from.
Right. It's different. I still think it's different than the Achilles injury, which I think takes longer and can definitely be more damaging. But no, the reason they were able to get him at 12 was because he had an ACL. Otherwise, he probably would have been the first or second receiver taken, right?
Yeah, he would have been in the top 6 or 7 picks.
Absolutely. They wouldn't have traded up to get any of the others. That's what Brad Holmes pretty much has said and told us yesterday.
All right, you guys that, yeah.
Woj,
you guys are the show to the stars, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Well, no. The last few days, Brad Holmes, Steve Eiserman, A.J. Hinch.
And you.
Wojo.
Yes,
unbelievable.
Exactly. So, Woj, when do you give Ja Morant your Kevin Durant treatment?
No.
I just
Back off, Stone.
No, I just hope you don't.
Thank you.
I think Ja Morant is great.
First of all, I've been proven correct on Kevin Durant. He has completely revealed himself to what I thought he was, not an alpha leader. And secondly, I was one, and there were others, but I was the main one in all of America, who desperately wanted Ja Morant over Zion Williamson and said, Ja Morant is my Dwayne Wade. I felt like Dwayne Wade was going to be unbelievable first time, and of course he was. And Ja Morant was, so clearly he has all the qualities that you see in the Jordans of the world. Not calling him Jordan, but everything. And he's going to get even better at three-point shooting.